Hello, hola, guten tag, bonjour, konnichiwa, namaste. My name is Danish Guy and welcome to my channel. Today I will be giving my thoughts about We Happy Few. Before I start, keep in mind that this is a niche opinion, therefore my point of view isn't the right one, but I'd love to see yours in the comments down below. Also, viewer discretion is advised. I'll be going over some mature topics in regard to the story of the game. I also have a guest, Gen2Bat, who will give his thoughts on the game near the end of the video. Now let's go over some positives and negatives I have with the game. I believe the best part of the game is the story, which probably doesn't come to a surprise to anyone. It was a familiar type of dystopian story, but tying it to emotions was a cool flair it had. I won't spoil how the story plays out, but I will talk about some story beats here and there. To be honest, if you are interested in this game, you would have played it by now. Now, what's interesting about this setup is how we have the different types of people in the society. The downers, the wastrels, and the people who actually enjoy the joy pills. Wait, hold on. Let me take a step back. Let me give you some backstory on what truly is going on here. The game takes place in an alternate society where the US stays out of World War II, and the British did the very bad thing in order to hold back the Germans. I won't spoil what the bad thing was, but it caused the town of Wellington Wells to cut itself off from the rest of Britain and develop joy pills to make people forget what they did. It's a scene early on in this story, there's more than one story by the way, that truly shows you the terror you're facing, and that's a pinata sequence. I won't go into what specifically happens there, but now let's go back to the different parties at hand. You, for one, have the joy enjoyers, who are the people that regularly take the joy pills to keep them in their euphoria, having zero regrets about themselves. You also have the downers, who are the people who live in the outskirts and are mentally detached from society as they retained their old dark memories instead of the corrupt joy ones. The other type of characters are wastrels, the ones who become immune to the effects of joy and instead are becoming sick by taking it. A world that creates different classes of society is a fun piece to help flesh out a game and make you decide on who you really want to trust. Overall, I find the narrative very entertaining, and it's definitely a cool idea the developers try to tell. There's many ways to go about the narrative, how you want to play the game, and if you'd like to participate in some odd side quests which make the game different for every player. Another positive I had were the visuals and the acting. For an indie game studio, it was very well done, minus the large amount of bugs you could encounter. Speaking of bugs, let's jump into some negative parts about the game. What really holds this game back for me was the gameplay. The exploration felt very repetitive at times, and the whole hiding feature was fun the first couple of times. But it also left me in no desire to really attack people with the minimalistic mechanics. Like for one, they ask you if you'd like to have a lethal or non-lethal attack approach. But it doesn't really matter with any other ramifications either way if you do or do not decide to kill people. You know, the sneak feature is actually unique to how you want to play the game. But it's hard to sneak at times when NPCs have the most random paths they take, and they can 180-degree turn at any moment. Also, a bush makes you completely invisible unless a random NPC stumbles upon you. Yeah, right. It's also crafting, which can be fun at times, but it also makes you take a lot more time figuring out crafting recipes and finding resources. There's also survival aspects with hydration and stuff, but that doesn't really impact you too much anyway, if you do or not decide to monitor it. On that note, there's also unique skill trees for each character in their respective stories, which is cool if most of the skills truly change anything gameplay-wise. Although, I don't know if I like the theme about the game where you're just trying to fit in at all times. I understand it's a stealth game to try to escape Wellington Wells, but that's an odd message to send to the player base. Fit in or else you may die. However, to some people it could be relatable to what they're experiencing, so I commend Compulsion Games for this decision. Now let's move on to my guest, Gen2Bat, and see his opinion on the game.
First things first, this game is more wacky than most critical of the entire YouTube channel. I'm talking weirder than somebody reacting to slapping competitions. This game feels like an acid trip and the story is all over the place. That does not make it a bad game, however. The chaos is what's appealing. It's like getting high off weed you store under your mattress. You don't know how it's gonna turn out, but god damn it, will it be fun. But being able to kill pretty much anyone and moving them anywhere makes this game more chaotic and can cause some pretty funny moments. You can be walking around in town and boom, a huge robot in the middle of the garden wants to kill you. Or walking into a church and playing Simon Says Hardcore Edition. While the story has some flaws with making sense, I really enjoyed the game and would recommend it to anyone that enjoys chaos and having a good time. That's it for my short review, and unlike the niche guy, I have correct opinions. Goodbye, adios, au revoir, sayonara, or whatever.
Thank you, Gen2Bat, for sharing your perspective and experiences with We Happy Few. If any of the viewers are interested in sharing your own opinion on my channel, or have any video ideas yourself, please reach out to me via Twitter. My Twitter is in the About section of the channel. Please follow. I respond very quick. Anyways, an intriguing story with spotty DIY gameplay at a grand scale still makes We Happy Few a fun, sometimes broken experience that is probably worth it to play or see played. I wouldn't pay full price for the experience. However, with such a unique premise, it may be worth it to you. Anyways, that's all I have for you today, so if you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, comment down below what you think of We Happy Few. Check out the About section of my channel to see my Twitter. And above all else, have a good day and keep it niche.